Students of Reddit, what's a polite way of telling people to F off when they ask you for answers to online homework? By Ask Reddit. Or if you did, would they want to copy off you lol?
My grades are 2, 58, 20, 10, 0, 48.
Play those lotto numbers.
I play 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
Who let you out to play lotto? Get back in your hatch.
See ya in another life, brother.
That's rough, buddy.
Found Zuko's Reddit account.
Best Genius Reddit account.
Could you please translate this into something that makes sense for someone not American, which I assume you are?
Those appear to be percentages of either his assignments or his classes as a whole.
Could you explain it to me like I'm 5? Am I missing something, or did he just forget to put commas in between?
It does look very odd without some kind of punctuation, but yes, it looks like on his assignments. On the first one he got a 2%, on the next one it was a 58%, etc. A passing grade is usually a 60% or higher, so he is saying that his grades are failing, and most of them by a lot, so no one should take advice from him.
Thanks. So it's a score out of 100.
Yes, grades are commonly given in percents to normalize things. So in this example he got a 2/100, or 2%. It could also mean that the assignment was 50 points and he only got 1/50, which would also give you 2%. The percents help to gauge how well someone is actually doing, because if I said someone had 70 points in a class, it would mean nothing without knowing the total available. If there were only 70 points available, this would be a perfect score, 70/70. If there were 700 points total, then this would be a 70/700, or 10%.
Didn't do it yet. Don't know how to do it yet.
I did that as well. Act like I'm genuinely confused, then come in the next day and turn it in. If they ask me again, I usually just say I don't know if it's right, so it's probably best not to copy.
In engineering, it's a 50/50 whether our professor even understands the question.
I once took a class on general relativity. Professor ending the final lecture, through history about 20 people are considered to have fully understood general relativity. I am not one of them. Your final exam is on Thursday.
Reminds me of organic chemistry when my 30% in the class was curved up to be a B+.
I keep hearing stuff like that about OChem. It's sounding more and more like the Dark Souls of STEM.
It's a lot of memorizing stuff and learning rules, and then applying them to problem solving. To some extent, I believe that anyone can pass the course if they can muster the diligence, and if the professor isn't terrible. If you don't enjoy it at least a little, it's a terrible time. Many people fail because they're not willing or able to dedicate several hours a week to studying a tedious topic that they have no love for.
Oh god, all I remember is the horrible labs in O-chemistry. Everything was clear, colorless and odorless. Everything, that is, except ethers. They stunk up the whole chemistry building, lol.
When I was in grad school, I sat down the hall from the undergrad lab. They did a lab on smells, and one year the tar mistakenly prepped the lab outside the fume hood. One of the chemicals they used was butyric acid, which is one of the major stinky components of bath, etc. The whole hallway smelled like Bigfoot's DK for like 2 weeks.
I'd like to hear more about your personal experiences with the genitalia of Bigfoot. Besides the smell, how is he as a lover?
They asked me how well I understood theoretical physics. I told them I have a theoretical degree in physics. They said welcome aboard.
But you have a degree from Columbia.
And now I need one from America.
/r/classic wingers.
I got the entirety of the NCR suckling on my teats.
That's fantastic.
My class was similar. I felt lucky to even barely understand the new calculus that was introduced. Was cool stuff, but man, hard to build a mental model for it.
Eventually we'll understand it enough to explain it better. Or at least that's the dream.
As someone who is currently taking a class on differential/Riemannian geometry, the math that GR is based on, I completely sympathize with you.
Feel that?
There's nothing more suspicious than matching wrong answers.
That's my favorite almost got kicked out of university story where I accidentally F'd up an answer so bad the result was the same as a different version of the test. Prof used multiple versions so you couldn't copy neighbors, so I basically had the same AA neighbor's right answer.
You guys were acting.
I didn't finish it.
Back in both primary and high school, most of the time me and my classmates would just counter back and say doesn't matter, at least there's something written.
Don't reply.
Last time I got an email asking for the homework, I told them I hadn't done it yet, an honest answer, and their response was, okay, when you finish can you let me know? I want to know where the answers are.
That's when you just reply no haha.
Oh, I gave him nothing, I was just stunned by the audacity of it all.
Right before it's due, send an email that says I finished.
I wish I had that much confidence, but alas, I am socially anxious. I spent all day crafting the perfect "you're asking me to do the work for you and I will not do that" response, only to find he dropped the class before I could send it. Guess no one gave him the answers.
Tell them to try looking in the textbook/lecture notes/slides/references like you're going to do.
Wait, there were 3 more questions. Walks away casually in a concerned manner.
I just counterattack by saying that I also didn't finish and send me the homework when they are done. Works every time.
Except if they actually send it to you, you can't give your own in case you get a higher mark.
You're digging too much into it. Just say you changed some words and that the teacher is weird. Or say you already did it.
Not giving AF also works. Keep in mind the guy also wanted your homework answers, so lying to him about something inconsequential doesn't sound all that bad.
Not giving AF solves a lot of problems with awkward social situations.
Not giving AF solves a lot of problems with people, period.
Best answer.
How would they know what you got?
Right? Aren't grades a private thing?
I mean, if you sit next to a person, your grades suddenly partake in a class of communism.
It's online homework.
My teachers would always hand back assignments face down.
Yeah, but then everyone would ask everyone what they got.
Which is when you lie.
Holy poo, you're stupider than I am. Remind me never to ask for yours again.
Since when are other students' marks made public?
Now then, you say NVM I did it. And if they call you out on lying, call them out for bumming off of people.
You can get into trouble doing that too though. If you're a college student, you could get kicked out whether you actually wanted the answers or not.
You want to fail? I pretty much barely pass any classes I take. And they end up helping me instead.
Believe it or not, some people in my class would still take that. They much rather turn something is than waste time using any bit of their brains to actually get their work done. LMAO. They would say something like it's whatever, at least it's something, or some poo like that, haha.
Believe it or not, but that's what some therapists actually recommend to help manage time when you have too much to do. Put absolute minimum time /effort into assignments that don't matter.
Yet I am not that kind of guy. I have anxiety burst, but then future me thanks me later. I am the kind of guy that does everything that's due in 2 weeks in 1 to 3 days of non-stop working, which gives me super anxiety, but then I can chill the F out and vibe super hard not doing a thing for the next 2 weeks or so. I rather F myself over now, that leave it to future me. Cause then future me feels so much better.
For some courses, like math and sciences, I used to be the smart kid. When someone asked me for homework, I was always willing to help, but I would help them like a teacher would, just asking questions and giving hints. It didn't take long before they only asked my help when they were actually stuck.
I've always done the same. I'll happily talk through the technique but never just give an answer. Or I'd happily verify with someone.
My study group generally give each other the answers, but it's always followed with how we got to that answer. We all learn better by connecting the dots.
I have a rule that if I don't understand what they did, I don't write it down. So if I was stuck on a question and they send me what they have and don't understand it, I always try to use what they have to try to figure it out myself or ask for more help.
That's a good one too. I have always hated traditional teaching methods because I like to work the problem back from the solution when I'm clueless. I understand why it's done, but sometimes I wish I could have them help a way that I like.
Used to do the same. Had a friend who literally used to call me every time we had maths homework. One day I tried to have a normal convo with her and turns out she didn't know a damn thing about me, she barely knew my name. Next time she called I took her slowly step by step through each question to really make sure she understood the question. It took 2 hours and she never called again. Actually, we didn't really speak for the next 4 years of school.
You're too kind.
That's the lowest class of parasitic moron. There are a lot of people in the world looking to use you, but the most successful ones know to at least make an attempt at emulating a normal human relationship. Some of those people will go so far as to be a fair-weather friend.
Same. I was a TA in college, and people would come to me expecting me to just give the answer. By the end of the semester there were 2 people who would still come for tutoring. They also both happened to have the highest grades.
People would come to me expecting me to just give the answer. Well, their mama always did. Wait a minute, they will call her up for you to talk to her.
I was also a ta. I did give people the answers because I feel like you have to read the room. If the person is only there because it's their out-of-department requirement, I would be super liberal and just help them out. For everyone else I gave answers only by working through the whole problem together.
This was for a degree-specific class. It was entry-level, but it was something they would need good fundamentals in if they kept going. That's the only reason I cared.
Being a TA can be tough, ESP if the professor is overworked and can't give you guidance. I remember my first TA session, I almost poo myself because I felt so underprepared.
Sounds like my Cal 3 teacher. How do you not understand this? Just look at it. See? So simple.
Used to be, that was me too. Then calculus happened.
The only thing I remember about calculus is something about dy/dx. And that it never made a damn bit of sense, but I learned what symbols to manipulate, how to make it pass the test, but promptly forgot after.
I was in the same boat. I would always redirect them to the appropriate lecture notes.
I am also the smart kid in my class, but the difference between us is, I ignore them because they really only want the answers.
Can relate. I was the smart kid in the computer science department and people didn't want you to teach them. They just wanted the entire block of code given to them. Well, sucks for them because we had to defend our codes to our professor and they just sat there looking like a deer in headlights.
Can you show me what you did so we can compare? Most times this will make them do their own work before helping them, or just simply say I am doing my homework later.
A sort of show me yours and I'll show you mine.
Are we still talking about homework?
My wedding ring says yes, we are.
But the subtext is that we're going fencing later?
Definitely not what I meant, lol.
¿Por qué no los dos?
I love this thread.
You are? All sick, man. I'll message you later then.
5 hours later, can I see your work? You, damn, completely forgot about that.
No, you.
We had homework. Edit. You guys just doubled my karma in half a day, thanks for that.
Didn't do it, was about to ask you, and that's just facts.
This is my go-to every time. It's like, oh darn, I haven't done it yet, sorry, when in fact I had already turned it in.
PFF, I'm still procrastinating on the stuff due last week.
I can co-sign on that.
Well done. And I'm glad this comment didn't start a tangent.
You really should stop before it's too late. Maths puns are the first sign of madness. Grinning face with smiling eyes.
I second this.
Might get hated on for not being polite, but the truth is, if someone is ballsy enough to ask for answers they didn't work for and ask a question you didn't want to hear, they should expect to be given an answer they don't want to hear. I studied last night and put time into getting my answers. Why should you benefit from my work just for asking? Makes it awkward one time and then they won't ask again. If you say we had homework, or I haven't done it yet, all it does is mean they'll come back and try later. You shouldn't tolerate that kind of BS. There is a third option. Give answers so incredibly wrong. What was Watergate about? Shrimp tacos and hemorrhoids, that they go see a school counselor because they're worried about you.
Teacher here. Once this student was going on and on about stuff that was not in the novel, with such confidence too. It wasn't even differences from the movie either. While he was talking, I see a few friends of his trying not to chuckle. I kept them after class and asked what was up. Apparently he didn't read, and wanted a summary at lunch, so they made stuff up. They said he deserved it for not reading. I thought that was so bold. I don't know, as a student I would have done that to a classmate.
As a teacher, this would be my dream.
In high school, an English teacher told us about one of her former students who relied on the Cliff's Notes for a novel. The wrong character died. Obviously, it's unusual to have that kind of error in a commercial summary, but it occurred. The student's essay also had the wrong character dying. The student failed the exam.
I'd probably say that even if I had done it. Just to shut them up or be like, you want answers to the homework, sure. But I don't guarantee they're the right answers. I mean, what's the other person going to do? Complain to the teacher that you gave the wrong answers when he/she tried to cheat?
This is my go-to.
I require 2 cocaines per answer.
Thanks for the mad giggles.
Best I can do is 1.5 cocaines. Final offer.
Okay, how many cocaines do you need? I'd do the math for you, but it'll cost 2.5 heroines for every cell I use in Excel to do it. How many is that? Same answer.
Removed.
This is brilliant. You're positioning yourself as being even worse off than the guy asking.
I can't send you the answers, but I can help you do the homework. Beggars can't be choosers though.
I'll take what I can get.
I just say I haven't done it yet.
Probably the best one. If they don't offer up anything, then you can easily say no, or you can get a small fee each time you share.
Sorry, I don't have my notebook/textbook/computer on me. Only works if they text you, of course.
This is absolutely perfect.
This will save me so much time, lol.
I can't do this one because I'm too good of a student and no one would believe me, LMAO.
Don't respond to their message.
Simple but effective.
It's a simple spell but quite unbreakable.
The downside of the strat is that it requires a self-confidence a lot of people in school just do not have yet.
Read at 2:57 p.m.
New computer, who dis?
New face, who dis?
I always do this and then say, oh shoot, I missed this, sorry, the day after the assignment is due.
F off, please.
I'm surprised this got a wholesome award, lol.
He said please. They don't call it the magic word for nothing. Don't answer their message, wait until after the homework should have been submitted, then message back, oh sorry, I didn't notice. Hope you were able to get it done. None. Imagine being mad at someone because they didn't do your work for you after not having said that they would do it.
This is what I hate about people who want homework. They want it as if it's your duty to give it to them.
Yeah, because most people are entitled as F.
Highly practical training if you want to work in corporate.